Is my screen is visible? Rohit sir, hello. Dr. Anusha, is my voice is audible? Screen is
Yes,
visible?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now I will start. Today's session is teaching support system. So in teaching support system, to in a teaching learning process, certain things we will use to support this teaching system. So what are this support system? Like teaching aids and instructional materials. So what are the teaching aids, instructional materials? So both these two are same or different, teaching aids and instructional materials. What do you think? Both are same or both have some difference? When it is called as teaching aids and when it is called instructional material. What are the teaching aids in general? What are the teaching aids you observed in your college level? What are the aids? What are the things they are using in the teaching learning process? So any example? Can you give any example? Teaching aids. So today we are using today's teaching learning process. You are using projectors. You are using a lot of other things to easy or convey the knowledge to the learners. So we are using a lot of things that are called teaching aids. So what is teaching aids? Teaching aids are objects such as book, picture, or map, or device, or such as whiteboard or a computer used by a teacher to enhance or enliven classroom instruction. They could be audiovisual teaching aids such as videos, guest lecture, or tactile like 3D models. Teaching aids का मतलब क्या है? These are objects or devices used by teacher to enhance or enliven classroom instruction. Teaching को enhance करने के लिए teacher will use some objects such as books, picture, maps, or he may use some devices, or the objects may be audio visual teaching aids such as using of videos, using of audios, or some models, 3D models like models. So whatever objects or things the teacher uses for his teaching purpose or enhance the teaching and teaching effectiveness. So the enliven classroom instruction, that things we called as a teaching aids. The objects or devices which help the teacher while he is teaching, that things we call as a teaching aids. So what is instruction materials? So both look like same, and there is a small difference between these two, teaching aids and instructional materials. So what is instructional materials? Instructional materials are defined as resource that recognize and support instruction, such as textbooks, tasks, and supplementary resources. It refers to materials and facilities that can be used to ease, encourage, improve, and promote teaching and learning activities. So instruction materials are resources and that supports the instruction. So instruction means here you can take the teaching. Instruction, we broadly use the terms instruction and teaching interchangeably, even though instruction is a one-way method, but in general we will take it as a instruction or teaching materials. Instruction materials are defined as resource that organize and supports the instruction, supports the teaching, such as textbook. So our textbooks, they will support us for teaching. They will give the content and other sometimes even though textbook and sometimes task supplementary resource which are material that will support the our teaching methods or teaching the teaching in the classrooms. That one we call as instructional materials. It refers to materials and facilities. Instruction materials contains materials that may be objective or facilities available for that institution that can be used to ease, encourage, improve, and promote teaching and learning activities. The material or facilities provided by institution that can be used to ease, encourage, improve, and promote the teaching and learning activities is called instructional materials. So small difference. If the things are objectives helping the teachers when they are teaching, that things we call as a teaching aids. But as a supportive, as a main instruction material or environment facilities, whatever needed for instruction purpose, they are must. That things we called as a instructional materials. So without instructional material, we can't teach. But with instructional material, if help of teaching aids, we can teach the effectives. That is the difference between teaching aids and instructional materials. So what are the teaching aids? Broadly speaking, any device, method, or system that helps to teach, this word is important, that helps to teach can be called a teaching aid. These devices can be traditional items like blackboard, flannel boards, or electronic devices, or scientific tools as telescope, microscope, etc. They are used as a teaching aids in a given context. The overarching common factors between most teaching aids are mediums that promote sensory engagement and stimulation. So टीचिंग क्या हेल्प के लिए हमने क्या क्या डिवाइस और थिंग्स यूज करते हैं, दैट थिंग्स आर कॉल्ड एज टीचिंग एड्स. समटाइम्स कॉन्टेक्स्ट, based on context or contextual purpose, we can sometimes interchange in the term instructional material and teaching aids. So what is that context? We will see in the next slide. Just remember, Microsoft can also be used as a teaching aid in the given context. Given context means if we are seeing the RBCs or WBCs on the slide with the help of microscope, then the microscope is in that context, microscope is a teaching aid. We are instructing or teaching about WBCs. So when teaching WBCs, if we use the microscope for visualize purpose of WBCs, if you use the microscope, then the microscope called as a teaching aid. But if we teaching Microsoft itself only, Microsoft का बारे में teach कर रहे, then the microscope in that context called as the instruction material. So are you able to understand what is the difference between these teaching aids and instruction materials? Based on the context, the term will change. If you are using microscope for visualizing the WBC, helping for the study the WBC, then microscope is in that context called as a teaching aid. Otherwise, if you studying microscope only, then that is the instructional material. That is the difference between teaching aids and instructional materials. So what is the important factor for these teaching aids are, these promote the sensory engagement and stimulation in the, if you use teaching aids, then it will promote the sensory engagement and stimulation in the learners. They will get stimulation and they will actively participate because of this sensory engagement and stimulation. That is the concept of teaching aids. So these teaching aids we can classify based on number of classification are there. In classification 1, it is non-electronic type like chalkboards, flipboards, slates, print photos, media, telescopes. Here the electronic current is not needed. Electric, non-electric means current is not needed. So second one is electronic or digital. Computers, mobiles, clicker devices, internet powered apps, PowerPoint, slideshow, augmented reality, AR and VR, virtual reality goggles, or spectacles, what the people will nowadays using in the entertainment purpose. So AR and virtual reality goggles, AV room equipment, music, art-based content delivery. This comes under the electronic or digital. So these things needs the electron current for that usage. That's why the teaching aids are broadly classified as a non-electronic and electronic. First classification. The second classification is based on the purpose. So auditory aids, visual aids, audio visual aids, audio visual and tactile aids, collaborative or social aids, internet and communication technology tools. So a second classification may, if you are using radio tape recorders, for you are using audio only as a teaching aid, then it is comes under the auditory. If you are giving the images for visual mode only, then it comes under the visual teaching aids, slides, projectors, digital screens. Projectors may be overhead projectors, different type of projectors are there. So it is not that much important, but you know about it is a visual aid. Projectors are the visual aids, slides are visual aids. If they ask radio, which type of teaching aid is there? Radios. It is a auditory teaching aids. Then audio visual in YouTube, you will listen, you will see the both vision and audio, both are there. If you are using any YouTube video for teaching purpose, it is helping the our understanding our concept, then it is a teaching aid. So YouTube videos are audio visual example of teaching aids. Then TED Talks, live stream apps, documentary repositories, Instagram guides, stories, reels, TikTok. These type of things are comes under the audio visual teaching aids. Then audio visual and tactile. In this things are like audio visual and tactile. Here the audio is there, visual is there. With the we can touch that thing or objects. That type of objects are called audio visual and tactile. For example, 3D models, 3D models of uh, some anyone know that anatomage बोल के एक आता है, anatomy, the digital one, anatomage. So in that newer platforms, there is a visual. You can go through real dissection like experiences that will give audio explanation, video explanation, and you can also touch. So that type of models are available in the advancement has happened in this field. So that's why they are that type of object will give you can touch, that is tactile sensation, visual and audio. In clinical skill laboratories, usually in colleges, clinical skill laboratories, you will use the models. They give the feeling of real human things. You can practice that suturing everything. But nowadays the technology is advanced. One model I have seen, that is for respiratory sounds and cardiac sounds. We can hear respiratory and cardiac sound by auscultating that model or that specimen. It is both visual, audible, and you can also touch. It feels like a real chest. That type of models are available. So that type of specimen or models comes under the 3D models. You can touch, you can add audio will there, visualization is there. That type of things we call as a models. In field visits, so for example, any field visits, specifically if you touch the whatever thing you want to study, and you can also hear about. It is not like that always audio visual and tactile, three are always together. Sometimes it may be audio and tactile, or it may be visual and tactile, or audio visual and tactile. If you go to field visit, if you want to specially you want to study about certain drug, then you can touch the leaf, root, fruit of the drug. there the visual and tactile objects are there. There is a no audio. So that type of things comes under the audio and tactile. It is not like that always audio, visual and tactile all are there in together. Sometimes there may be audio and tactile, sometimes visual and tactile, but these comes under whether audio or visual, the tactile sensation should be there. That type of teaching aids comes under the audio, visual and tactile types. Then plant comes under the this visual and tactile group. We can touch the plant, we can experience, you can also, we can animals, we can touch the animals, we can feel, and we can visualize that animal. Or if you use the teaching aid as a teaching aid, it comes under the audio tactile example. Then collaborative or social teaching aids. These are online classrooms, forums, Facebook pages, Quora spaces, subreddits, special interest group discussion, virtual meetups, studies, support groups. So overall, what are the things are there here are, so these are some people or some groups, they are ready to give the answers, suggestions, or whatever help you need. If you put any question in the this Quora, one of the search engine regarding about NTT or AIPGT, there a lot of people will give their review or their opinion. So that type of teaching aid if you use, then it is called as collaborative or social, because it is a collaborative means lot of people are collaborated with that particular platform, then they will give the ideas and suggestions or possible answers for the your question. If you are using this platform as a teaching aid, then it comes under the collaborative or social platform. Then internet and communication technology tools, software infrastructure that provides analytics, internet and communication technology tools, software infrastructure that provides analytics, organization of material, note taking apps, productivity apps, repository of lessons in any app, content management systems, chat GPT, and other artificial intelligence system. So it is important, chat GPT and other artificial intelligence system. So internet and communication technology is a advanced method of teaching. So if you are using ICT as a teaching aid, for example, if you are using chat GPT for your teaching, so then it is called ICT teaching aid. It comes under the internet and communication technology tools, the chat GPT, any artificial intelligence. So one of the webinar, I send that link, that is chat GPT in teaching learning. What how to use chat GPT in the teaching learning methods. So if you use in teaching learning method chat GPT, then it is a teaching aid. It comes under the ICT. Because to use the chat GPT, you need the internet, then communication technologies tools that are mobile, laptop, or anything communication tools, devices you need. So that's why internet and communication technologies tools we can also use as a teaching aids. And other systems, there may be a lot of apps are there. You can use the apps today. A lot of apps are there for preparing JEA, AIPGT. So lot of apps are there. So if you use that systems in teaching aids, that comes under the ICT. So ICT itself is a one of the newer method in the teaching methods. You will learn in the next slides. So then what are instructional materials? Already I have explained instructional materials. Instructional materials are those items that assist and describe the information aspect of teaching. These could take from textbook, worksheet, 3D models, charts. So teaching aids and instructional materials में क्या difference है? One of the example they given. So teacher is using a book, in the class, each student has a copy of that book. Then that book, whether it is a teaching aid or instructional material. So मेरे पास एक टेक्स्ट बुक है, वही टेक्स्ट बुक सारे स्टूडेंट्स के पास भी है. देन दैट बुक को हम टीचिंग एड कह सकते हैं या इंस्ट्रक्शनल मटेरियल कह सकते हैं. दैट इज द क्वेश्चन एग्जांपल. सो व्हाट इज योर आंसर, whether it is a teaching aid or instructional material?
Instructional material.
Yes, if a book is used as a course prescribed resource, it is an instructional material. For example, our BMS first BMS में अष्टांग हृदय ಇದೆ. It is a subject. For example, अष्टांग हृदय is a subject they have given. It is a as a part of curriculum, as a part of syllabus, Ashtanga Hridaya is there. So I have Ashtanga Hridaya textbook myself. I am teaching by Ashtanga Hridaya textbook, and all students also have Ashtanga Hridaya textbook. Then the Ashtanga Hridaya textbook called as a instructional material. To understand this under Ashtanga Hridaya or Ayurveda terms, if you use any dictionary or Shabda Kalpadruma, other books, to understand this Ashtanga Hridaya, then it is called as teaching aid. Then that book is called as teaching aid. What is the proper instruction? What is the knowledge we want? Ashtanga Hridaya. To understand this Ashtanga Hridaya, if you use any other textbook like dictionaries, Sanskrit or your regional language dictionaries or Shabdakalpadruma to understand that particular word, then that dictionary or Shabdakalpadruma is called as teaching aid. Whether you understood what is the concept between this instructional material and teaching aid? Hello?
Yes, sir.
If, for example, same Ashtanga Hridaya, if the Sanskrit scholars, they are using Rigveda, Yajurveda. So different kinds of Vedas classes are available. So some people will do Sanskrit classes and these particular Vedas. If their main subject is Rigveda, for example, they are studying about the Rigveda. So Rigveda Veda system is there. The student should learn about Rigveda. Then the teacher and students have the Rigveda Grantha. Then that Rigveda textbook is called as a instructional material. In Rigveda, certain aspect of health, the Ayurvedic concept, Ayurvedic related things are also explained in the Rigveda Samhita. If they quote the Ashtanga Hridaya, or if they take the Ashtanga Hridaya or Charaka Samhita or any other classical textbook, and they use this Ashtanga Hridaya or Charaka for quoting, see in Charaka Samhita also, the same thing has told about this Soma, Dosha. So these type of things are told in this Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita. If then they use the Charaka Samhita or this Ashtanga Hridaya, then Ashtanga Hridaya and Charaka Samhita, then we call as a teaching aid. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you understand this is because you can't rigid when it is called as teaching aid, when it is called instruction material. It depends on the context, in which context you are using that textbook or that object. That context will decide whether it is a teaching aid or instructional material. That is the concept behind the instructional material and teaching aid. Then the main benefits of instructional facilities. So now we are moving instructional facilities, not instructional materials. So what are the facilities available for teaching method, or what are the facilities, if better facilities given by the institution, if better facilities are available for teaching methods. Even facility also includes the environment of the teaching learning methods, and school building, college building, everything comes under the facilities. Our teaching aids, whatever teaching aids we need, projectors, the materials, whatever are there, whatever thing we need. So if the all the facilities are there, then the what are the benefits for instructional benefits? So facilities available, what are the benefits? First one is motivation of learners. So learners get motivation. Capturing attention is the first step in any learning. Teaching instructional facilities help in capturing the attention of learners in the classroom. Teaching instructional facility provides variety of stimuli which helps in making classroom teaching more effective. If proper facilities are there in classroom, then it provides the variety of stimuli, because teaching learning happens stimulus and response. If you have proper facilities, good facilities, then it will give the stimuli for the teaching. That is the importance of first importance of this instructional facilities. It motivates the learners. Then it makes the classroom teaching most effective. Effective होने के लिए facilities, instructional facilities चाहिए हमको. Then these instructional facilities are based on maxims of teaching. It is not like that randomly you can use the these facilities. Facilities, instructional facilities are is not a haphazardous, but it is based on the maxims of teaching. हमारे पास इस फैसिलिटीज है बोल के हम सारे चीज को हैपेजार्डसली यूज नहीं कर सकते. इट शुड बी मैक्सिम्स. लाइक first you use a blackboard, then you can use, if that context or subject need the visual things, then you use the visual aids or visual facilities. That is the concept. You cannot use the facilities haphazardly. It should be maxims. Maxims means in general the rules, rules or some particular methods. You can use these instructional facilities. Otherwise, what happens? If all the facilities are there, then you cannot use the randomly or haphazardly. The based on certain rules, maxims of teaching se anusar, you can use the model. If primary school students are there, if you have a real organs in your institution facility, then it is not like that you can show that real organs. The students may get afraid. Then you use the models. Like then in higher education, you can directly go to the cadaver or real organs. So based on maxims, based on things, you can use the facilities. That is the concept. Then better retention of information. If you use the facilities, then the information or knowledge whatever given in the teaching method will be retained for longer time. Therefore learning will be effective and will last long. Then teaching instructional facilities facilitate change in the attitude. Attitude matlab these pictures models will help in the inoculation of positive attitudes of learners. So अगर आपने simply कोई चीज का बारे में पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं विदाउट टीचिंग एड्स, इफ यू आर not using any pictures, any models, simply you are describing, then it will not give effective teaching. If you use any pictures, models or any teaching aids, then it changes the behavior, positive attitude of the learners. Confidence will increase. That is the thing. If you are telling about some concept, if you don't have that thing, then the students will not have that much of interest. If you have facilities, all the whatever thing you are teaching, and if you have facility, the attitude of learners is different. It will give the positive attitude. For example, in first year BMS, you have a dissection. If dissection facilities are not there, if cadaver is not there, if you are simply theoretically you are teaching the anatomy, then the effective is not there. That attitude is not there. If students get sufficient cadavers for their dissection, then the attitude will change in the students. So I am dissecting the body, so attitude will change. That is the importance of facilities. That's why before joining any college or any organization, we will see all the facilities, infrastructure are available or not. That is the concept. These are the benefits. Then better organization of a classroom teaching to facilitate holistic learning. So if facilities are there, it will help for the holistic learning. कॉग्निटिव लेवल में, अफेक्टिव लेवल में, साइकोमोटर डोमेन्स में हेल्प होते हैं. अगर आपने फ्यूचर करने के लिए एक आपके पास स्किल लैब है, then you can learn it is in a cognitive level, affective level, and psychomotor domain. You can practice on the that models. So if it facilitates holistic learning, that is the concept. Then promotion of scientific temper. Teaching instructional facilities promotes the scientific temper, questioning and observing physical reality, testing, hypothesizing, analyzing, which is the one of the main goals of the education. These are the goals of education. If you have proper facilities, then it will give the scientific temper. The scientific temper means scientific knowledge. So you can scientifically explain that things if you have the proper facilities. Then practical application. Teaching instructional facilities show the application of theoretical knowledge into practical application. अगर theoretically आप कुछ बताया, practically करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, then that will not be effective teaching. So facilities will provide the practical application के लिए help करता है. Then making learning fun. Learnings enjoy the novelty of handling new objects and learn new concepts through them. अगर फैसिलिटीज है, हर तरफ लैब है, वर्चुअल है, हर तरफ का एक फैसिलिटी है, तो हमको एंजॉयमेंट होते हैं लर्निंग में. हर एक सुविधा मिल रहे हैं हमको लर्निंग के लिए. वॉट एवर थिंग्स आर टोल्ड इन द करिकुलम, वॉट एवर थिंग्स वी आर लर्निंग इन द थियोरेटिकल, अगर प्रैक्टिकल क्लास में हमको हर चीज मिल रहा है, हर फैसिलिटीज, then learners can enjoy and they will have novelty of handling new objective. न्यूली एंटर मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स को आप अगर स्टेथ को यूज करना है, कैसे करना है, बीपी अपरेटस, सर्टन मेडिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स को आप कैसे यूज करना है, इफ यू हैव दैट फैसिलिटीज, दे विल एंजॉय द नोवेल्टी ऑफ हैंडलिंग न्यू ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. So they will learn new concept through them. That is the concept of having the facilities in the educational institution or education system. Then the main topic or main syllabus point in the NTET, they have given the teaching supportive system, traditional methods, modern methods, and another newer one is ICT methods, information communication technology methods. So from beginning up to development of internet, this technology, advanced technology and internet development होने से पहले teaching चलते आ रहे. So that methods we will call as traditional. So conventional. So पहले से teaching system कैसे आ रहे, what are the things are going on that in teaching methods or this education level teaching learning processes, that things we called as a traditional one. And modern methods, the newer technology, newer advancement we are incorporating nowadays, then you are doing certain changes in the methods, that things we call as a modern methods. Traditional means conventional one. It comes from tradition, and conventionally you are going with this traditional method. But nowadays the modern methods, modern development advancements are developed and the methods are getting newer. So बोलते हैं ना हम, अगर कुछ ट्रेडिशनली अब पहले हम लैंडफोन यूज कर रहे थे, so after the advancement of technology, now you are using mobile, Wi-Fi, internet. So like that comes under the modern methods. So like that in teaching learning also, certain things are shifted from traditional to modern methods, and modern to now ICT based, ICT methods. We are in the ICT, information communication technology methods are also using in the teaching support system में हम वो भी use कर रहे हैं. So traditional system क्या है? Traditional is basically teacher centered instruction. Modern is a student centric approach. Traditional method में क्या था? Mainly teacher is important, teacher centered था. But modern method में क्या है? Student center, learner center is there. That is the difference between this traditional system and modern system. Because advancement नहीं था, technology नहीं था, learners or student entirely depend on the teacher. That's why the traditional system or traditional method is basically teacher centered, but modern is student centric approach. And in traditional approach, memorization of facts, objective information, correct knowledge is paramount. ट्रेडिशनल में पहले से स्कूल में कैसे हम पढ़ाई करते आए, मेमोराइजिंग द थिंग्स, objective information, correct knowledge what the teacher has told, that thing we will remember, correct knowledge about that concept. These are the approaches in the traditional method. But in modern approach, modern method में क्या हुआ है, understanding the fact, we are going the understanding level. In traditional level, just we memorize and know about this thing is this. But in modern approach, we are really understanding why these things are like this, because nowadays lot of facilities and other things are available to understand the knowledge in the understanding level. That's why in modern approach it emphasizes on the understanding the facts, application of facts, analysis, evolution, innovation, critical thinking are uh, paramount in the modern approach. Then traditional approach aims at high test score. पहले क्या था, स्कूल में ज्यादा मार्क्स लेना है, रैंक आना है. So that traditional methods will, so approach will be there in the getting the highest scores, grades and ultimately degree. मार्क्स ज्यादा लेना है, ग्रेड्स लेना है, ultimately आपको डिग्री परस्यू करना है. दैट इज द ट्रेडिशनल मेथड कॉन्सेप्ट. सब्जेक्ट आर इंडिविजुअल एंड इंडिपेंडेंट. ऐसे था पहले ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच में. बट मॉडर्न अप्रोच में क्या है, आपको कोर्स का तो इंपॉर्टेंस देते हैं, इसके ज्यादा क्या है, लर्निंग, रिटेंशन, एक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ वैल्यूएबल नॉलेज एंड स्किल्स, इसके ऊपर मॉडर्न अप्रोचेस विल फोकस. देन सब्जेक्ट्स आर इंटीग्रेटेड एंड मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी. अगर वन सब्जेक्ट से अनदर सब्जेक्ट को हम इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं एंड मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी लर्निंग टीचिंग कर सकते हैं. दैट इज द मॉडर्न मेथड अप्रोच. सो इनिशियल डेज में क्या होता था, ठीक से स्टडी करो और बार बार नॉलेज लिख के आपको याद रखना है, ऐसे स्टडी करो, मार्क्स ले लो, डिग्री ले लो, जॉब में लो. दिस इज द traditional method. But now the method or approach is aims at learning, retention, accumulation of valuable knowledge and integrate the things and do the multidisciplinary things, studies. That is the concept of modern method. In traditional method, students are matched by age, ability, while modern and possibly also by ability. In traditional में क्या था, students are matched by age. अगर 5 साल का बच्चा है, सो 5 साल का बच्चे से ही वो मैच करता था. देखो ये लड़का इतना होशियार है, ये लड़का, दोनों सेम एज का है तो भी दोनों का बीच में कितना अंतर है. सो देयर इज अ मैचिंग बाय एज एंड एबिलिटी एक्सेट्रा. बट मॉडर्न अप्रोचेस में क्या है, स्टूडेंट्स आर मैच्ड बाय इंटरेस्ट, एबिलिटी ऑफ ईच प्रोडक्ट और सब्जेक्ट. सो इधर एज से हिसाब से हम मैच नहीं कर रहे. सो ये 10वीं का है, ये 5वीं का है, बट दोनों का इंटरेस्ट सेम है. दोनों, बोथ आर इंटरेस्टेड इन दी कंप्यूटर और बोथ आर इंटरेस्टेड इन दी social science or anything. The modern approach goes by interest and ability of each project or subject, or it can be multi-age also. Multi-age means you can, if a high school student is also interested about the robotics, then engineering student also interested about the robotics. We will match by their interest, we will match by their ability, project or subject, not by age. But in traditional system, traditional method, we will match by mainly age and ability. This high school level का बच्चे है ये भी, और another बच्चे high school level का है, we will match with their age and ability. But in modern approach, multi-age approach, age is not that much important. We will match by interest and ability of each project. If high school का एक student have interest and has a ability to do something about robotics or drone, then he will get opportunity to do something in the that area. That is the modern approach. We will match by the ability or interest, not by the age. Then traditional method has a direct instruction, lecture, seat work. Seat work means work, whatever work or work or assignment given in the seat work means अगर एक क्वेश्चन का आंसर लिखो ऐसे क्लासरूम में देता है ना, दैट इज द सीट वर्क. द ट्रेडिशनल मेथड हैज डायरेक्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन. डायरेक्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन मीन्स डायरेक्ट लेक्चरिंग and seat work. Here students learn through listening and observation. Whatever teacher is teaching, they will listen and they will observe and they will learn. Teacher relies on textbook. lectures and individual written assignment. Teacher textbook में रिलाई होता था, टीचर विल रेफर द टेक्स्ट बुक एंड सम लेक्चरर सम असाइनमेंट्स के ऊपर डिपेंड होता था. बट इन मॉडर्न टीचिंग प्रैक्टिकली डिस्कवरीज, practically the things should be discovered. Group activities are the main pillars. Here seat work individual को work देता था, but in modern method में ज्यादा group activities को focus कर रहे हैं. This and focus is internet, library and outside experts. Here textbook, lectures and individual written assignments are the focused traditional में. But modern method focusing on internet, library, digital library and e-books and outside experts also they approach in the modern teaching. They will focus on the internet. If you go in the internet, you can assess number of materials, number of textbook, or you digital library or outside expert. If you want any persons help in the teaching learning methods or in teaching, then you call the experts. That is the concept in the modern method. In initial, the teacher himself is a teaching everything. There is no that much of provision or affordability in the calling the experts. But now modern method teaching में experts को बुला के हम class करवा सकते हैं, teaching कर सकते हैं. That is the approach in the modern teaching. In traditional approach, presentation and testing methods favors students who have prior exposure to the material or exposure in a multiple context. So initially the student who has exposure to that content or material, they are favoring about the presentation and testing methods. अगर बच्चे ऑलरेडी उस चीज को बारे में पता है, ऑलरेडी इसको थोड़ा ध्यान है उसका बारे में, देन इट फेवर्स दी दैट टाइप ऑफ मेथड्स. अगर बच्चे को ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेशन पता है, देन दैट टाइप ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स को इट ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच फेवर करता है. बट इन मॉडर्न अप्रोच कंटेक्स्ट लर्निंग इंटीग्रेट्स पर्सनल नॉलेज विद इन द स्कूल एनवायरनमेंट. इट मीन्स अगर पर्सनल नॉलेज किसी बच्चों को पर्सनल नॉलेज क्या है, दैट थिंग को भी इंटीग्रेट करना है. अगर हर एक बच्चे में अलग अलग टैलेंट है, पर्सनल नॉलेज है, कुछ नया मेथड्स है, नया ट्रिक्स है, देन दैट पर्सनल नॉलेज ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स इज आल्सो इंटीग्रेटेड विद द लर्निंग in the context of learning integrates. But here tradition में किसको उसका बारे में पता है previously, that student only get the favor or that thing. But here the personal knowledge, किसी को personal knowledge है, previous knowledge है, then he can integrate the things with the school environment. That is the concept. Then traditional education system को other name से भी कह सकते हैं. That is back to basics भी कहते हैं, chalk to talk method, conventional education, customary education. These names are nothing but traditional education system, also known by these names. Back to basics, chalk to talk method. If any textbook or anywhere if you read the sentence chalk to talk method, then it is a traditional education system. Conventional education system and customary education method. These all are the other names of this traditional education system. Don't confusion if you seen these words or these things. These are nothing but the other names of traditional education system. Then traditional education system methods. So what are the things already we know, but direct instruction, direct lecture dena hai, direct instruction dena hai, that is the method in the traditional education system. Then seat work means something work or giving the questions or giving the some assignment to the student, that can be called as a seat work. Students learning through listening and observation, you already know. Instruction based on a notebook. Notebook means the notebooks are used mainly. Notebook means any notebook, the teacher has certain notebook or their what we call notes. The instructions are based on their teachers notes or their notebook. Then lectures, learning by writing. Learning को ज्यादा फोकस क्या देते थे, बार बार लिखो, अगर आप नहीं लिखे तो आप लर्न नहीं करते, उसका ऊपर ध्यान देता. सो लर्निंग बाय राइटिंग, आप विदाउट राइटिंग लर्निंग विल नॉट हैपन, इसलिए हर एक चीज को राइट कर करके टीच करता है. एंड टास्क ऑफ असाइनमेंट, असाइनमेंट को देना है इन दी ट्रेडिशनल एजुकेशनल सिस्टम मेथड्स. So certain things are also there in the modern education system method also, but these are the things mainly used in the traditional education system. There is no clear cut, these are things are comes under the only traditional education system. It is not a stagnant or constant. So initially started with this type, then it is gradually coming with modernization, modern method के तरफ आ रहा है. So previously ट्रेडिशनल एजुकेशन सिस्टम में क्या क्या मेथड यूज करता था, द लिस्ट इज दिस थिंग्स, व्हाट आर द मेथड्स यूज्ड इन द ट्रेडिशनल एजुकेशन मेथड्स. देन यूज ऑफ टूल्स इन द ट्रेडिशनल एजुकेशन सिस्टम में क्या क्या यूज करता था, ब्लैक बोर्ड, टेक्स्ट बुक्स, चार्ट्स. चार्ट्स तो यूज करता था पहले जमाने में, अभी भी यूज करते. तो चार्ट्स, पोस्टर्स, मैप्स, अटलास, ग्लोब, कार्ड्स, देन फ्लिप कार्ड्स, वर्कशीट, साइंस लैब, models, classwords, puzzle, question, story talking, dramatization, play role by dictionary, learning with toys, oral test. These things are usually used in the traditional education system. अभी भी use कर रहे हैं, but what is the changes in the modern education system? You will see in the next slide. So these things are visual aids used in the traditional or conventional teaching support system में क्या use करें, the teaching aids through which message can only be seen are known as a visual instructional facilities. So क्या क्या होता है visual aids में traditional system में, usually these things are used. Charts use करते थे, flash cards, posters, this is a poster, graphs, map, this is notice board, globe, specimen. So these are the things used in the use of tools in the traditional education system. But what is modern teaching education system? Modern system is also called as psychological or alternative education. Modern system is also known as a progressive education. From tradition to certain things are added, technology development are added, then it is known as a modern system. Then it is known as a progressive education. Modern system is a learner center. Already we know that modern method approach is student center or learner center. Traditional one is teacher center. But why? Because that in traditional method में क्या था, the students are learner whole and solely depend the teacher में. But modern education, modern method में क्या हो रहा है, learner can learn from other source. He may able to collect the materials from other things because of advancement in the technology. That's why the modern system is called learner center method. The learner is focused on learner method is there. The methods of modern teaching system. Modern teaching method में क्या क्या ऐड किया है, hands on activity देते, students led discovery, group activities, project, certain projects you will give, then project based instructions, available resource, library, outer aspect, computer, internet surfing, laptop, electronic notebook, e-reading means e-books. So online we can read certain things. So these methods are we are using in the modern teaching system. Computer education, online dictation, online test, online dictionary, online e-books, PowerPoint slides, projectors, CD, DVD, smart board. Today whiteboard and blackboard ko smart board is replaced. That is the advancement from traditional to modern. Initially the blackboards are using, then the eraser type of boards we can write with the some markers and we can erase. Now the smart boards are coming, then audio video lecture, online encyclopedia, computer, through games, certain games, the teaching can done within primary and certain education level. They will make the computer games based on the that concept, then they will teach the that concept by using computer games. These are the methods of modern teaching system. So traditional to modern, now we have shifted. We are using these type of methods in the our modern teaching system. Then ICT based teaching education. So what is ICT? Information communication based teaching education. Nowadays, even modern methods we are using because of this internet and communication technology. The teaching method is also evolved, that is ICT based teaching education. For example, in ICT based teaching, virtual environment, you will not sit in the actual classroom. So that is the virtual environment. You are not sitting in the actual environment. Virtually these classes are going. Then through ICT learners can learn at any time. अगर information ICT based method में क्या है, learners any time learn कर सकते, because they have hello hello
Can hear you, sir.
any problem, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Through ICT through ICT method, learners can learn at any time. For example, see, now we are doing the online class. This is ICT method, information community. I have a laptop, I have internet, I have everything suitable for. So anytime you are able to learn, record being भी मिल रहे आपको. So because of these things, learner can learn at any time. That is the advancement of ICT. But conventional method में आप this time में learn नहीं कर सकते. That school college have timing, but ICT learners can learn at any time, at any age also. Not time, even age also. So even the older persons will, if he interested in the Ayurveda, certain Ayurveda courses are available in the online. They can go through the basics of Ayurveda. If they are interested in the psychology, so lot of courses like ICT based teachings like Swayam. In previously we have discussed Swayam Prabha, and a lot of MOOC courses are available. These are based on ICT only, information communication technology based teaching education. Through ICT, learners can learn different courses at the same time. So you can enroll different courses at the same time. You can enroll research method, you can go the biotechnology, whatever course you can you wish to learn, you can enroll that courses by ICT methods. But in conventional method, you can do only one course in the one at a time. You can't do the different courses at one time. That is the ICT learners, ICT learnings. So in a foreign countries, so other countries, the ICT based teaching education is more advanced, but it is not as much as other fields में हो रहे हैं शायद ICT based. But India, now we are not that much advanced the ICT based learning education. So day by day this may also increasing the popularity because of lot of advantages. That's why UGC का curriculum में हमने देखा ना, उधर भी focus किया है using the technology and information advancement of the whatever advancement are happening, technologies are coming, you have to use in the that education. It is nothing but abundantly you use the technologies, whatever new things are coming you should adopt in the education. That is the concept. Then this ICT based teaching education helped a lot in the COVID situation. COVID में क्या हुआ था, school lockdown था, college lockdown था. So that time this ICT based education only helped lot of students. बच्चों को online class चला ना. So like that the ICT based teaching education come popular in the COVID time. So तब तक कोई भी ऑनलाइन जूम मीटिंग ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के बारे में उतना एक्सपोजर नहीं था. बट इन that type of situation also, wherever you there, that place only you are, that this ICT will give the education. That is the importance of this ICT based teaching education. ICT means information communication technology. So these education method provides equitable education to all. Equitable means it will not difference to individual. So सबको every information देता है. ICT provides equitable education to all. If you open the any course in the SWAYAM, it will teach everyone's as a same. So everyone will hear the same concept, same words. It will not changes by class to class. अगर एक क्लास को अच्छे तरह से पढ़ा रहे, एक क्लास को ठीक से नहीं पढ़ा रहे, it is not like that. ICT provides equitable education to all. Then it has provided access to all. Anyone can access the ICT courses, online courses. It has provided access to all. There is a no restriction. But in traditional, the fifth class students should enter in the fifth class only. Sixth class, he can go to the sixth classroom only. He can't do other courses. So like that. But ICT you can access. It provides access to all. Even high school student can access the robotics knowledge in the engineering courses or nanotechnology of biotechnology course of engineering material, engineering online courses. The high school student can also access that course. It provides the access to all. There is a no restriction. If a arts commerce person want to know about something about medicine or something about human being, then he may assess the courses available regarding the human. So it provides the access to all. That is no restriction. ICT based teaching method में क्या क्या आता है? OER, Open Education Resources. What is means that? OER means certain resources are available in the online. They are open. They are free. You have to you don't have to pay any amount to learn, or you have to don't subscribe anything. They are open for all. Anyone can read, anyone can learn from that resources. That thing we call as an open education resource. For example, if you want any notes, if you search, for example, teaching learning methods, the certain notes, certain books will be available on the online. That are open education resource. You can download it, you can use it. But certain things, certain textbooks, certain notes will available only if you paid for that. That things are not open resources. So ICT based teaching methods usually contains OER, open education resource, video and interactive video based content videos are available. Then sometimes interactive videos based method is used for the ICT based. Then virtual lab means actually you are not in the lab, but you are all the things you feel that you are actually in the lab. That type of things are available in the ICT based. If you virtual reality means that VR goggles right now. If you wear that goggles and any whatever things you want, if you add that content in that virtual reality, you feel that you are really there in that lab or that place. That is the virtual reality. Blended learning. What is the blended learning? It will help for the blended learning. Blended means blend करना, mix करना. Offline method and online method दोनों के लिए भी ICT methods are useful. For example, the online classes will after the conduction of online classes, they will give the study material or PDF material that are offline. You can download it, you can read, or you can print it and you can read afterwards also. That is the blended learning, or different methods. If you mix, then it is called as a blended learning. Offline and online, both method. If you taking some offline classes and for certain concept, if you are taking online method, then it is called blended learning. Both offline and online classes are going on. So flipped classroom means it is a reverse one. For example, after going the classroom, we will give the materials, we will give the some things to the students. But flipped learning में क्या होता है? The students will know all the material, all the things before coming to the class. After that, the learning will happen. That one is called as a flipped learning. So we will discuss some minor points are there: blended, flipped learning, other types of learning. We will know detailed concept of what is blended learning, flipped learning in the when we solving the previous year questions. When certain questions will come based on these concept, that time we will discuss these things in detail. Then you can clear that concept. That's why PYQ solving में previous year question solving time में this concept will come. Based on this concept certain questions will come. That time we will in detail learn what is the blended learning, what is the flipped learning. Now you should remember blended means mixing the methods, offline method and online method. फ्लिप्ड लर्निंग में क्या है, फ्लिप्ड लर्निंग और फ्लिप्ड क्लासरूम बोल के भी कॉन्सेप्ट आते हैं. जनरली क्या होते हैं, हम क्लासरूम जाके टीचिंग करके सब मटेरियल और कंटेंट्स को स्टूडेंट्स को और लर्नर्स को देते हैं. बट फ्लिप्ड में क्या होते हैं, बिफोर गोइंग द क्लास द मटेरियल्स थिंग्स whatever we should plan to take in the classroom has given before the classroom. Then the students will read and come the classroom. Then the classroom will the teaching will happen. That type of learning we call as a flipped learning. Then Swayam Prabha, all of you know that Swayam Prabha already have discussed Swayam Prabha channel in the online methods of teaching में. What are the channels? So everything about the Swayam Prabha we are already discussed about MOOC, massive open online course. So these are ICT based teaching method only. The Swayam, M learning, mobile learning. Today lot of educational apps are there. M learning mobile apps are available. If you install that mobile apps for particular courses, you will learn that course in the by mobile, using the mobile. The mobile learning apps are available. These are the methods used in the ICT based teaching method. So is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So these are the teaching support methods. So you have to remember what is the teaching aid, instructional materials. So then what are the things are there in the traditional method में क्या था, अभी modern method में क्या हो रहे, अभी ICT based teaching method में क्या क्या changes आ रहे. We discussed all the things today. So it is not like that. इसलिए हमको अपडेट एजुकेशन वर्जन 1, एजुकेशन वर्जन 2, एजुकेशन वर्जन 3, एजुकेशन वर्जन 4. नाउ वी आर इन द एजुकेशन 50. 50 मीन्स द वर्जन ऑफ 50 में हम हमारा एजुकेशन है. बट फॉरेन अदर कंट्रीज में द एजुकेशन इज नाउ ऑन द 6.0 वर्जन में है. बट स्टिल we are in the 4.0 and 5.0 version में है. So version means so education 1 में क्या था, only blackboard था, टीचर के पास टेक्स्ट बुक होता था, वो स्टूडेंट को टीच करता था. नेक्स्ट the students will getting the materials from the other things. Then as technology is increased, when the technologies are adopted in the teaching methods, the education is going from 2.0 to 3.0, 3. to 4.0, 5.0, 6.0 like that. So version, these are nothing but version. like पहले मेरे पास एक मोबाइल था Redmi Note 5, Redmi Note 5. So certain things will added, certain improvements, certain technology are added, and they become the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Then the Redmi Note 5, 8, 10. So like that, the addition of that mobile, like that in teaching also, teaching method also, the addition of newer technology things are added. The education methods are also going from traditional to modern method of teaching, and now the modern method of teaching is also shifting towards the ICT based method of teaching. So these are the things that the specific points are there in this NCISM syllabus: traditional education system, modern educational system, and ICT based education system or education method. These points are covered here. In next class we will learn about the evaluation. So one of the most important concept. So before that, we learn these things. So any doubt up to here?
No, sir.
Okay, if there are no doubt, then I will end this class session. So from Monday we will start the um evaluation method. So
Okay, sir.
is it okay? Because
Yes, sir.
a lot of participants are also absent, so they can see this recording and understand easily. So from Monday we will start the important topic, evaluation methods. So as the schedule has changed, that is the problem with me actually. So people with we have commitment because Saturday, Sunday, so lot of people have commitments. So today's session I will taken this concept. So any doubt we will continue, or you can I will end the session. Can I stop recording? If you don't have any doubt, you can leave now. I'm ending the session.
Thank you.